Hi everyone, it's time for Hatha yoga again. I have a goal of offering a session here that is both soothing and strengthening. So that's my goal. To that end, right, have your couple blocks, maybe your blanket, but also if you could have a bolster or a couple pillows, because we're gonna have some of those soothing moments happening in little restorative poses, right? Not super long holds like we might do in the official restorative class, but a little bit of softer space to be held. So we'll start off in one of them. So you're going to put that bolster or two pillows out ahead of you. This is going to be a child's pose. So you can wrap your knees around the end of that bolster and lay yourself right down on it, or pillows, right? You can use your two stacked pillows. I'll show with the pillows just to make sure you have a solid visual on that too. That would look like this. Okay. Feel free to put a little blanket underneath your ankles or in between your hips and heels if that would be supportive. And you can rest one cheek down and just maybe close your eyes there or soften your gaze and take a nice deep breath in and a full breath out. Again, deep breath in, full breath out. Deep breath in and a full breath out. Go ahead and switch to the other side of your face. We'll take another few nice deep breaths there. You can gently walk yourself up. I'm going to move this prop aside. Swing your legs forward. Bring your feet out to the edges of the mat. Lean back on the hands. A little bit of brightness behind the heart center. And then drop your knees over to the left. And you can let them come down so that maybe the right knee is kind of close to the arch of the left foot. And we're just going to turn our chest to the left here. We'll inhale the right arm up to the sky and then take a side bend overhead. Bend that left elbow a little bit. Left fingertips point straight back. Reach strong through this right arm and lengthen your tailbone back towards the right heel. Holding for 5 steady breaths here. Good, and then we'll inhale to start to make our way back through center. And exhale, dropping the legs over to the other side. Okay, right hand behind now, a little maybe bend to that elbow. And then left arm overhead, little bend as you take that reach towards the back of your mat. So we want to stay engaged here, and the upper body is reaching and stretching. The lower body needs to keep you grounded. So you want to feel those left side glutes, outer glutes engage, right? Pushing down a bit through the right leg. Stay nice and steady here. Okay, we're going to inhale. Come on back through center. Exhale, pass through your cross-legged position and then forward to your tabletop. We're not doing much on the knees today, but if you want your blanket under the knees, certainly grab that. Walk your hands out a few times here. And then plant the hands down. We're going to build right into our plank pose here. So sending one leg back and then the other. Now plank could be from the knees, right? You keep that long line, but just drop down to the knees. It'll still be quite rigorous for you. And we'll hold here for 5 breaths in either position. Feel that your whole body can participate and help. Legs engaged. Now one more inhale here. And then as you exhale, lift back and up for your downward facing dog. Now, probably take a nice couple breaths here for the movement in this first visit for today to the dog. And then we'll come into stillness. And for this first dog, find that little press of the heels down. You don't have to lose that press as you bend the knees a little bit. Right? It's not a one or the other sort of thing. Ears by the biceps, pressing the mat down and away. Find the breath. We find our strength sometimes through staying steady when things start to feel a little daunting. Just we take it moment by moment. Okay, and then we're going to rise to the balls of the feet. Look up at your hands. Step your feet up to meet your hands. You'll inhale there. Take your halfway lift. And your exhale, please, to fold forward. And then we'll reach on up, breathe in. And exhale, release arms to your sides. Mountain pose for a couple of breaths. Rooting through your feet, strong through your legs. Aware through your navel point, open through the heart. And then bring your hands right together, Anjali Mudra at the heart center. And you're going to pick up your left knee into hurdler for a moment and then send that left leg back. Coming into a high lunge, and it might be a couple of steps to get there. And what we're looking for in today's lunge will be really a nice level pelvis. So maybe you'll bend the back knee so you can level the pelvis out a little bit more. And then see how close you can come, in your mind's eye. We're not looking forever for perfect alignment or anything of that sort. I don't even believe that exists. We're looking for something towards a 90-degree angle in that right leg. Hands will stay right at the heart. We're going to drag that right heel back and left hip forward and hold for a few more breaths. Then we'll take an inhale here. We'll exhale to bring the hands down to the mat or to the blocks. Now here you might want to take that left leg back more. And we're going to take a high plank pose here. So go ahead and step it back to your plank. Couple more breaths. And take an inhale here. Exhale, drop to your knees. Press back to child's pose. Maybe keep your knees a little closer this time, just if you want a slightly different version of this pose, but you can still have arms extended for that continued length. One more breath. Let's come forward, table, and down dog. Inhale, rise to the balls of your feet. Bend your knees, look up. Step to the top of your mat. Take your halfway lift and your forward fold. We'll inhale, now reach up. Exhale, arms to your sides. Pick up your right knee, hands to heart center. Send the right leg back, looking for a high lunge position. Refining here by maybe bending the back knee to level the pelvis more, and then finding your depth. Where can you hold here for about 5 breaths? Left heel pulls back, right hip forward. Doing great here. Take a breath in. Release your hands down. Maybe wiggle that back foot back more. Step to your plank. Soften the gaze, soften your jaw. Be supportive of yourself as you practice. Breathe in. This time it's back to downward dog. Another 5 breath hold in the dog here. Maybe you're more comfortable having the legs out straight now, or maybe again that little bend to the knees just makes it feel appropriate for you to hold. One more inhale. Exhale. We'll come on down. We're going to swing the legs around and we'll come into a cross-legged position. Feel free to have some short elevation under your hips if you like, such as a pillow or blanket, and cross here at the shins. You'll take your right hand behind you as a kickstand. Inhale the left arm to the sky. Wrap your left hand around the back of your head. Take an inhale, and then exhale, turn your chest towards the right knee. Right. Take a moment to really press your head back into that supportive hand, and then try to hold that positioning in the head as you take the left hand down and press down gently on the right knee. Sit up a little taller even, maybe twist a little bit deeper, and then perhaps turn your chin toward the right shoulder. One more breath in. Exhale, simple unravel back to center. Inhale, roll the chest forward, shoulders back. Exhale, little curl and round to the spine. And then come back to a neutral spine. Let's go ahead and exchange the leg that's in front just for some balance. Let's take the left hand behind us as a kickstand. And inhale your right arm up. Wrap your hand around your head before you twist here. You want to take a moment, inhale, really pressing the head back into the hand, and then exhale, come into the twist. Try to sit up that tall, that sort of uncrunched in your neck and your head, and then bring the right hand down, pressing gently on the left knee. Now take another inhale, and can you twist a little bit more? Maybe now still staying very upright, but turning your chin toward that left shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, gentle unravel back to center. Hands to the knees again. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, curl back. Very nice. And then we're back into our neutral spine. We're going to come onto our backs, and we'll be moving into Shavasana pretty soon. For Shavasana, this will be another place where maybe you're going to use your bolster or two pillows out horizontally in front of you, knees hooked over. So you could maybe have that nearby. Actually, you could even put it probably down if you scoot yourself back on the mat for bridge pose. I guess that's depend on your height. for my height, that will work. If you're taller, you might need your whole mat's length, right? So you're going to place your feet down on the mat about hips width distance. We'll press our arms down at our sides and then push into your feet, lift your hips up. And for a very nice, strengthening, soothing, and solid version of the pose, try walking your hands out to the edges of the mat, grabbing on like a little sort of claw, like thumbs on top, fingers on bottom, to that mat and pulling it out as if you were trying to rip it in half. And then you can roll your shoulder blades underneath you, keep pulling out with the arms, lifting with the hips and pressing down with the feet. Just try not to grip the toes here. And we'll take a few more breaths. Excellent, and then breathing in. All right, unravel your shoulder blades and your hands and come on down. And take your feet out to the edges of the mat. Let your knees come into touch. And separate your knees, drop them down side to side a couple of times. And then last but not least, we'll walk our feet back to center and then take a wide-kneed child's pose, reclined to close. So just for a couple moments, hugging your knees toward the outsides of the torso, maybe a few rocks side to side. And then Shavasana, we're going to go ahead and put that bolster or pillows under the knees. If you choose, you can take any form of Shavasana you like. Make sure you're warm. Soft fingers, soft feet. Soft energy towards yourself. And just rest. As you know, you can always extend this rest anytime that you'd like. Just stay as long as you need, as long as you feel. If you are ready here to emerge, you can begin to do so, taking a little bit of movement back into your breath, your body. Can be nice to curl onto your side, just kind of resting your head on your hands or your bottom arm there, really supported and nurtured. And we'll come sit together. Bring your hands to heart center. And thank you so much for joining me. Let's share in a nice deep inhale. Full exhale. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Peace, peace, peace.